Attention please. This upload is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles. GPITRAL. GPITRAL. Definitely a must-see. Follow us.
Johnny, can you hear a lady crying or a child crying?
I thought maybe that was the wind. That's why I was sitting in here trying to be quiet.
It's negative with the wind outside over. It's absolutely still over.
Steve, you've got some interference somewhere. Over.
Hey, what is that?
Johnny looks scared.
Are you right, Johnny?
Hell no, I'm not all right.
Did you just move the door?
I'm sitting here, I'm not doing nothing. Man, it's coming from out here in the hallway. Hell no, I'm gone. I'm gone. I just don't like it back here. I'm gone. Sorry.
Adamant there's a presence in the bedroom, Johnny retreats downstairs.
The energy down here is just... It's really, really eerie.
Hey!
Close that damn door again!
Who's moving doors?
Well, it ain't me!
Ian and Steve are perplexed.
We've got Johnny down the hallway having some problems with the doors as well. The creaking open, the creaking shut. It's really messing up.
Steve, have you moved any doors?
No. Somebody just shouted Stephen at the door, Cleaver.
Well, somebody's moving doors on a landing somewhere.
It's not me, babe. I'm telling you, put the motion detectors on the landing. Oh, hell no, okay? Turn on the light. I'm through.
Steve, who called your name?
I don't know call my name. I was trying to find out where everybody was. This door is swinging open and closing over.
I'm telling you, man. Oh, shit! Ian, where are you at? What the hell is going on up there? Don't leave me in this by myself.
It all becomes too much for Johnny. After fleeing the cottage, she attempts to compose herself outside.
Johnny emerges into a yard and walks about seemingly dazed, a hand to her forehead.
A short while later, she rejoins Ian and Stephen back in the cottage.
Well, I was in the far end bedroom, and well, I got scratched. Mate.
So nobody was in that back bedroom while the door was squeaking?
No.
No.
I was downstairs.
That door was moving.
The team head back upstairs to continue their vigil, and Ian begins to feel unwell.
I just feel kind of...
Asthmatic.
Yeah, almost even like an emphysema type, dusty type environment. I still feel very choky and very chesty while we're up here. I do now once again feel it is a male's energy that I'm particularly picking up on. If there's any spirit beings in this attic with us right now, and you can hear my voice, could you give us a sign? It's quiet down here. I think the other place is more active, isn't it?
With the activity now abated, the team decide to retire for the evening.
We're getting ready to call it a night right now. We've had a lot of activity. Me seeing that door move and slam, I still won't get over that. And then the slamming and the creaking of the doors consecutively. It's all a bit much, to be honest with you. But it's gone really quiet now, so we're going to try and get some sleep.
It's now daylight, which feels... I feel I've had no sleep whatsoever. But the whole investigation last night for me was a bit unusual. You know, there was doors creaking. Steve heard his name being shouted out from the attic room. Then I got scratched. And looking at the scratch now, even in the morning, you know, it just looks like a nail mark of some sort, which is quite disturbing, really. I can't explain it at the moment. I've got some thinking to do and put the pieces together and find out what's going on in this house. But yeah, overall, it was a good investigation.
Ian believes he's been scratched by a spirit, but why would it do such a thing?
There are many reasons for spirits to want to make themselves known, you know. I think the prime reason is to say that they're there at all, to convince people that there is another plane of existence and that death isn't the end of everything. That's a very strong reason indeed.
The following evening, Johnny returns to the house to meet Jean, husband Bob, and brother John for the first time.
I want to ask you about what's it like living here in a place that's so isolated?
You get used to it after 12 years. It's just a house to us. It doesn't frighten us in any way.
From what I understand, you rebuilt part of the property?
Yeah, into the cottage next door, yes, but some of it was done before we moved in.
Okay, do you know what it was like before then? There were 3 cottages from what I understand. Did they build into the side of a mountain? Did they build into something in order to make these cottages?
Yeah, they dug it all out of the stone. The cottages are all made of the stone that's in the mountain.
Okay, wonderful. Now, John, what happens to you when you come to visit?
It's very strange being in here on your own. The thing is, you feel you're not on your own. Especially downstairs, I always find very strange. You just know there's someone there.
Sometimes you don't think about it for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden you're aware of every little nook and cranny and dark corner.
Do you consider your property haunted?
Yes. There are, I think, a few rooms between the 2 properties that are haunted in some way.
How do you feel?
Well, I'm a sceptic.
Okay.
But I know where I don't like going, and I know what I've seen.
Coming from a skeptic, what have you actually seen?
We were all having a party and up in one of the loft bedrooms. I went up just to, I forget what I went up for, I was to check the computer or something, and everything was upside down. Every single electrical item was upside down. Big objects were upside down. And I would have blamed the children, but they couldn't have physically lifted it.
How do you explain something like that?
Well, you don't, that's the trouble.
If you had known what you know now, would you have still bought this property?
I would have still bought it because it doesn't bother me. I just take it as part of the territory in a 300-year-old property.
I wouldn't. I would have thought, I could be buying something here that I'm not going to be happy in. So I'm glad I didn't know before I moved in.
I think later on tonight we're going to find out exactly what's happening in your home.
Coming up, the family sense a presence.
Your body feels charged with energy.
No. No. There's somebody in here.
I feel there's someone behind you.
A spirit appears to make itself known to Ian.
What's going on, Ian?
Pushed.
You were pushed.
Murder. Revenge.
And then seems to manifest itself through John.
Just reach out to him. Reach out to him.
Living with the Dead.
The Living with the Dead team are investigating an 18th century farmhouse on Saddleworth Moor, on the border between Lancashire and Yorkshire. After spending an eventful night at the property...
Oh, shit! What the hell is going on up there? Don't leave me in this by myself!
They believe Jean and Bob Thomas's house is haunted by at least 2 entities. Exorcist Ian Lawman returns to the farmhouse to offer his help. He gathers Jean and Bob in the dining room with Jean's brother John, his partner Nikki, and family friend Emily.
Ian descends the staircase to join the family.
Hi everyone, hello.
Hi.
Wow, what an interesting property. Quite disturbing, to say the least. We walked across to the rented part of the property where you let out. Now, wow, what an atmosphere in there. The double bedroom, I felt very emotional. I'm aware of a gentleman in your building. I'm aware of a female in the property. But what I would like to do at this point is I would like to do the investigation in 2 halves, really. Is Johnny take one half of the building and I'll take the other half of the building. So maybe John, Nikki and Emily, if I take you, and Johnny, if you could take these guys.
Johnny takes Bob and Jean up to the attic bedroom, while Ian leads his group to the holiday cottage where both he and Nikki were scratched. Within minutes, they start to hear strange noises.
Did you hear that? That was literally right there, right next to this sofa there where the door was.
Was that behind you?
No, it's...
On the stairs?
Yeah.
Is your throat going, or...?
It's dry, I think. I feel very dry. Very strange, I have to say.
Yeah.
You're feeling strange?
Very strange. Very, very anxious. Scared. Very scared inside.
Meanwhile, up in the attic of the farmhouse, Jean is experiencing a similar sensation.
Very anxious. Very anxious. A little bit short of breath.
I can feel something now.
My chest is tight. The breathing's just a little bit more laboured than normal. I'm getting worked up. Okay. There's somebody in here.
Back in the cottage, Jean's brother John is also sensing a presence.
I feel there's someone behind me.
There is somebody on the stairs, I can tell you that now. It is a gentleman on the stairs. Do you want to call out to him, John, because you seem to be linking with him?
We know you're here on the stairs. For the benefit of the other people, could you make a noise?
That was on the stairs. That was a noise on the stairs there.
I heard as if someone went... It was up there. It was definitely up there.
You're getting quite a bit of activity yourselves. I would like to leave you maybe just for a short period of time and just see if the three of you can get the spirit closer to what is coming at the moment.
As Ian goes in search of Johnny and the others, up in the attic, Jean is feeling overcome with emotion.
My legs are going a bit weak. This is really, really, really strange.
What's going on, JJ?
This is the oppression that I know is in this room.
That's what's happening here.
I feel anxious.
Yeah.
I could almost sort of anxious to the point I could either get angry or I could cry.
All right. What I'd like to do is get them both sat on a bed together, holding hands, and we need to get this spirit as close as possible, Johnny.
Back in the cottage, John is trying to make contact with the spirit.
Move the latch on the door.
No.
It's tapping upstairs. Very faint tapping. Louder.
No. No.
The floorboard's creaking.
Oh, you are joking.
Up in the attic, Johnny and Ian try bringing the entity forward.
Spirit will know you're here. Can you make a noise?
There. Do you hear that?
It was a bang.
Above us.
Above us.
Is he, Johnny? I've got him here.
Okay. What's going on, Ian?
The fell.
You fell. All right.
Pushed.
You were pushed.
Murdered.
Murder. Why are you here with this family?
Revenge.
I'm getting the worst feeling in my stomach right now.
Jean looks anxious.
Oh.
Ian's eyes are closed, his head bent forward.
Spirit, I want you to walk towards the light. You cannot be in this house any longer. What are you doing, Spirit? Ian?
Ian.
Ian?
Listen to Johnny.
Ian?
Where's Johnny?
Ian is entranced.
Ian? Ian, I need you to come forward. Spirit, I need you to step back. Stand back. Stand back, Spirit. Stand back.
Ian looks around him, then bows his head.
Ian?
Okay, Johnny. Very unusual for spirit to actually go into trance and then lead you and walk in a trance state. Never ever experienced that.
After Ian's experience in the attic, he decides to check on the other group in the cottage, where John appears to be suffering.
I feel like the whole of my insides are being squeezed together. It's like the whole of my insides are being squeezed together. I really feel charged. Charged. The whole body feels charged with energy. It's a weird feeling. My legs have gone really weak.
Okay, sit on the bed for me. I want you to let this person come forward. I want you to concentrate on a bright light for me. Nothing else around it, just a light. As you're focusing on that, you can feel a warmth. You can only hear my voice. On the count of 3, we're going to walk closer and closer and closer towards that light. We're going 1. We're going 2. We're going 3.